Hello there, my friend, and welcome to the Disney Travel Secret Show. Rob Kerri Stuart here, coming to you from the somewhat reimagined CMV studio here in Orlando, Florida, right next to Disney World. This is episode number 442, original air date August 4th, 2025.
And we are already in August.
I know.
And yep, the temps here are probably just as brutal as they are where you live. But summer continues to fly by. Where did it go?
I can tell you summer is still in the oven at 500 degrees. It's been stupid hot the last few weeks. Feels like temperatures of well over 100 degrees. But I just saw the other day that Tampa hit a record feels like temperature, 119 degrees.
That is so hot. But if you are planning your next Disney World vacation or Disney cruise anytime soon, this is an episode that is going to save your trip. And I'm not just saying that.
You're not?
I'm not.
You just said it. You literally just said it.
No, this isn't just clickbait in the intro. This is the honest truth.
Okay, Hugh, let's kick it off.
Hello, my friends. This is former Disney Imagineer Hugh Darley, and you're listening to Disney Travel Secrets with my friends Rob and Kerri Stuart. As you can imagine, I have plenty of Disney secrets myself, and I can't wait to share them with you. Let's get this show on the road. Take it away, guys.
Hello to you, our Disney friend. Now, before we get too far into the show, a couple reminders. First, our Refer a Friend program is out there. It's an easy way for you to earn vacation dollars when you refer a friend to us and they book their vacation.
So the details are on our website, creatingmagicvacations.com. Also, have you seen the Cirque du Soleil show Drawn to Life at Disney Springs?
You talking to them or me?
Both of you.
Yeah. Yes, I have. I've seen it twice.
But if you would like to go and get your tickets at a 20% off discount, we can hook you up. And it doesn't matter if you booked your trip with us or not. We do have a link in the show description. Or again, just go to our website and go to Plan a Vacation and then just put Cirque, and someone from our team will get with you on those details. It's a good savings and an amazing show.
It really is. And this is something that we don't make any money on. This is a legit discount. They said you can give your clients and your listeners a better rate, or we can just pay you a commission. I said the amount of commission on that is too small. Let's give our friends a better rate.
Correct.
So to kick off this week, we're going to tell you about a few new places that we have been either going to for lunch or in one case, getting delivered for dinner.
So we have mentioned Hawkers on a past show, but after another visit there, it just reminded us that their customer service is kind of Disney-like.
It really is. I'll say Sam, she is the assistant general manager. We just had a conversation with her, and I'm telling you, I don't know if Hawker sends their people like through Disney Institute, like a lot of companies do, but just a great job by Sam and the whole staff there. Now, as much as we love Pizzeria Uno, we've talked about this for probably a couple of years now. We had Giordano's for the first time in years. Those are kind of two of these Chicago originals. They're on 535, close to Hotel Row over by Disney Springs.
Yeah, so they are known for that famous Chicago deep dish pizza.
Yes, they are.
And I remember when we used to live over in St. Pete, they had a location in Tampa. We used to go there all the time until they closed it. So I'm glad that we gave them another shot, though, because their pizza was really, really good.
You know, in a lot of places in that little area of Dale Mabry, close to Highway 275, closed down. I mean, that's where I used to go to Men's Warehouse, and we hadn't been there in so long. When I went to the one here, they're like, wow, you were a client a long time ago. I'm like, I know, that store is gone. Plus, we live here. In my opinion, Giordano's is the best pizza to reheat as well, even in a microwave, which means like if you guys want to have something delivered to your Disney room, if you request a microwave, maybe if you can't get it, if you go to a food court at the Value Resorts, they have a microwave that you can use. I think in some of the moderates.
And in the moderates as well.
Yeah.
Yep. And, you know, some place that was brand new to us, this is another dining recommendation, and that is Torchy's Tacos, which that one is up by Uno.
Yes, it is right in the same area. And we went in there and just, we had a blast.
We didn't know that it was such a chain. So for those of you
in Texas, I'm like, it was just the only
you were
one?
probably like, you didn't know about Torchy's, but it was actually really good. So thank you to Steve and Tammy who told us about that place.
Yes. So as you may know, we have been going to Disney really more times than we can count, and we have stayed at every single Disney World and Disneyland resort. And on Disney cruises, we've been on all three of their different classes of ships. And I'm really excited for Destiny.
I am too. Did you see the art, or what do they call it, on the stern? and they have
Yeah.
the character statues. They just published some
Spider-Man.
pictures. I know, and it's Spider-Man, and I think it's going to be fabulous in person.
I'm excited for that also because this is the first time we've been invited on one of the Disney inaugural cruises. So huge thank you to Disney.
And yes, even when we were first booking our own trips way back in the day, we were making mistakes. And this was when it came to planning our Disney World. So that's why we thought, you know what? There's a lot of people that are thinking, I'm just going to book my own trip. So this episode is where we're going to tell you all the mistakes that you need to avoid when booking your Disney World vacation. And these are good ones.
Not all of them, but maybe,
like 5.
Kind of the top 5. And it's something we were training our agents on just this past week. And it's if you don't go, you don't know. More on that in just a few minutes. So if you are new to Disney Travel Secrets, it would mean the world to us if you would consider subscribing. Audio, and specifically if you go to Disney Travel Secrets on YouTube, we would really appreciate that. As you know, we bring our honest Disney resort reviews, insider tips, secrets about both Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, Disneyland, that will help you have the most magical vacation possible.
So here is mistake number 1. Choosing your Disney resort just based on price, or even worse, doing it saying, I'm going to stay off property and save some money.
Yeah, I'm not giving all my money to the mouse. Technically, we do.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Yes, those all-star resorts, they are always going to be the lowest price other than the campgrounds. True. But did you know where they are within the Disney bubble? They are far from everything except for like Animal Kingdom.
That is true. Now, when it comes to Disney resorts, you really do get what you pay for. And in the beginning, we used to stay at both the Waldorf or the Hilton, which are connected over on Bonnet Creek. So they're on Disney property, but it's not really the Disney feeling, but mainly because we had a contact there that took care of us with a really, really good rate.
Yeah. And yes, they did have their own buses, which were lovely.
Those were the nicest
those
buses.
Those were the nicest coaches.
Nice comfy seats, and they would play like
a movie.
Disney cartoons and movies.
Yeah.
I know.
But you know what? There were a lot of hidden costs. So parking wasn't free. I think at the time it was around $30 a night plus tax. I think it's only gone up from there. There were also resort fees. And here's the kicker. The bus system had the worst drop-off for Magic Kingdom. It's at the Ticket and Transportation Center.
We call it the TTC.
The TTC. Well, and other little things. You're staying at a really nice resort, but no early theme park entry or those perks for staying on property.
So way back when we were doing Periscope videos, and if you don't know what that was, this was way before Facebook and Instagram took over the whole live video arena of social media. And some of our viewers are saying, why don't you stay at a Disney resort? Now, our answer was because for the same price as Pop Century, we were staying at the Waldorf. But we decided, do just that. And it was a game changer. And this is going, again, from Waldorf to staying at Pop Century. And yes, it was, again, around the same price at that time. Man, I miss those days.
I know. We had such a good thing going on over there.
Why?
It is a big deal, though. Don't make the mistake of just looking at price. You got to look at the overall experience. Okay, number 2, and this one is a big one as well, and that is not understanding what those Disney resort category system, like what it really means.
Just because it says, Disney resort, it doesn't mean they're all the same experience. You guys probably know this, but just in case, they have 3 levels, 3 or 4 technically. They have value, moderate, deluxe, and then also DVC properties. The differences, especially between going from value and moderate to the deluxe or DVC properties, the differences are huge.
Yeah, and we've had some of like the most stressful or chaotic experiences at the value resorts.
We don't have those.
But especially though, if it is peak season, again, they're great and it all depends on your style of travel. But we didn't know what we were really missing with the moderates or the deluxes. But a couple of things to consider is understanding bus transportation can take forever from some of those value and moderate resorts. The pools are going to be more packed for sure.
And they're really packed now because it's 105 degrees.
Yes.
So all the pools are packed throughout Disney.
And of course, your room size is a lot smaller when you're at the values, and then they get bigger as you go up to deluxe. So think of if you have a family of 4 and you have a small bathroom and only 1 sink with hardly any counter space. Things to think about.
We're definitely a 2-sink kind of family.
Yes, we are.
even at home. So there's nothing wrong with staying at any Disney resort tier, but you need to set your expectations correctly. And that's why it's so important to do your research. And that's why podcasts like ours are so helpful, because you can get real insights about what each Disney resort tier actually offers, and then choose what's right for your family and for your budget.
Yeah. So I was actually talking with a client this past week, and she said, you know what? There's 6 of us going. So 4 adults and 2 kids. And her immediate instinct, because she was doing this late at night, and she's like, you weren't available to call. And so
Stay off Facebook.
and so what she did, though, she's just like, I can get one of the cabins over at Fort Wilderness. And after we talked, we decided, based on her and her husband's style of travel and the other family, it would be best if we just got 2 rooms at a different resort. And again, this just comes from understanding the overall experience.
Well, yeah, as much space as you do have at the newly remodeled cabins, it's still 1 bathroom.
It is, which is crazy.
But you do have multiple sinks because they have a kitchen.
It's different.
If you think about it that way.
Yeah. Okay. On to mistake number 3, and that is relying only on Disney resort descriptions on their website, or even worse, just random reviews. And some of these you are getting from Facebook. Don't do it.
No, do not do it. So yeah, number 3 is something that we see more and more of every month. And again, that's getting your information from a Facebook page or group. And we see this so much, not just bad information, but 100% incorrect information out there, that it often inspires our very fun, "Are you serious?"
Okay, so I think that was a good tee up. Let's go ahead and roll right into an Are You Serious?
Okay, so I grew up in a time, primarily, you guys know I grew up in the 80s. And back then, it was common. We just said, there are no stupid questions. FYI, those times are long gone.
Well, I think that, the internet has made people just
lazy.
Yeah, it's lazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know what that is. And especially AI is starting to do that. It's making people, they're calling it like the AI dumb down, because instead of doing practical research, and I'm guilty of this sometimes. It's like, hey, what temperature should I cook my hamburger at on the Traeger? I'm asking simple questions, and it's the knowledge is out there, but the challenge is you're only as good as what the AI bots can find on the intrawebs. And a lot of times it's not great.
And this is not even Rob Kerri right now. This is AI.
This is
AI Rob Kerri. Okay, so for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, I'm reading this right from my phone. And this was a question. I'm not going to mention the name. Obviously, I never do that. I'm also not going to mention the group, although you guys might figure it out. Does concierge have priority seating or areas for things like pirate nights, etc.? Now, don't Google this, because you'll find this and get me in trouble probably. And so I basically said, I wasn't being, facetious. I said, you probably get this with a simple Google search. And then one person, I'll just leave it at that, said, not sure if he wised up and deleted it or the admins swiftly took care of it, but I'm personally really glad you didn't Google this question and made a post. I sailed concierge myself this year, and while we knew to take advantage of priority seating for all the main shows, I didn't know it was possible for the Pirate Night deck show, and now I do. Literally exactly what this group is made for. So thanks for asking, and thanks to all that answered. Now, to be clear, a lot of answers in this group were like, no, you don't get any kind of concierge seating for the pirate show. So again, conflicting information. This person decided to literally personally attack me. Again, this is a huge reason why you need a travel agent that specializes in Disney trips and not some random person on Facebook with bad and incorrect information.
Yeah, so if you do want to know specific things like how long does the bus ride take from Pop Century to Magic Kingdom?
Too long.
Or if, things like, can you really hear the monorail if you're staying in the Contemporary? You need real guest experiences that are vetted, not random Facebook questions. And that's exactly what we are here to help you with.
And like we said, in those groups in general, whether it's a page or a group, they are filled with misinformation. It's people that they want to be involved in a conversation. They are probably very lonely. They don't care if their information is true. They just want to be first.
Yes. Okay. On to mistake number 4.
Moving on.
I love this one, though, this mistake is assuming the Disney dining plans are always worth it and they are a good deal.
I'll say for the most part, they almost never are. The biggest misconception is that the dining plans save money. Sometimes, rarely they do, but often they just let you prepay for the convenience. So it might work if you're going to travel next fall and you want to basically pay for your trip, including the dining plan, over time with no interest. You can do that as opposed to coming here and throwing all the expenses on a credit card that you pay interest on. So, but in general, you're not saving money. It's just it's the convenience factor. And that's why every time you sit down at a restaurant, are we using the dining plan today? And always for us, it's like, no.
I know. We won't even try it because I just can't justify it.
We don't eat that much.
We really don't. But the dining plans are definitely one of the biggest debates among Disney planners that I see out there.
And by debate, we mean people arguing.
They do. Because most people assume that they're a money saver, or if they see like free dining promos and think it's always a great deal. But a lot of times you'll spend less paying out of pocket, especially if you're not a big eater or you prefer quick service meals.
Well, you make a good point also, because when free dining is offered, you're going to pay what we call the full rack rate. You're going to pay the full price for that room. In most cases, you're going to save money by skipping the dining plan and taking that sometimes usually maybe 25, 30% savings on your Disney resort room.
Yeah. So one thing Disney does know is once you're in vacation mode, you're not going to be doing the math though on whether or not the dining plan is a good deal. So here's our pro tip. Plan your meals first and then do the reverse math. And if you're a client of ours, you know this is exactly what we recommend before we add on that dining plan.
Now we're here at number 5. We should have done like a countdown or something. I don't know. If this is your first Disney World trip or Disney cruise or Disneyland, don't try to plan this completely on your own. And we get it. Disney's website and booking system might seem straightforward. Thank goodness it's not. It's all, it's very confusing. We call that job security. But the whole planning process can be overwhelming. And especially if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to be very time consuming, not to mention if your first instinct is, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, let me go to Facebook. We may have mentioned that about 300 or 500 times.
Yeah. But you know what, though? You can make some really costly mistakes by not knowing what you're doing. And trust me, we know.
We've done them.
Yeah. So one mistake, though, that we hear a lot about, and this is like when people are reaching out and they're like, I really need help. I don't know what I'm doing. So we could have saved them all that time in the beginning. But they'll say, okay, so I'm looking at this Lake Buena Vista, insert name, at like, the Hilton or whatever.
Yeah.
And they think it is a Disney resort because of the name, or that there is a bus from Disney to Universal. We've heard that one. Spoiler alert.
There is. It's called Uber.
No, there is a city bus that goes like, does a pickup across the street.
No.
It's silly, but it's not a real motor coach option. You're not going to find these details.
Well, it's funny because, when you just mentioned Lake Buena Vista, and I was watching a show, it's How Disney Built America. And you might know Adam Rich for Man vs. Food, and now he's on every show that the Travel Channel does.
Oh, this was hilarious.
I know he happened to be, and this will tell you that a lot of times if you're looking at maybe a TV host and they're talking about Disney, they're reading the scripts. Unless you see the words former Disney Imagineer or cast member, those guys are just reading a script. And it was funny because he was talking about how when they were building Disney's Contemporary Resort, that Roy started a company, a construction company. And he's like, and that's why Roy Disney started he said, that's why Roy started Buena Vista Construction Company. I'm like, Adam, you've been watching too much Terminator. It's not Hasta la Vista, it's Buena Vista.
So even the History Channel has things wrong.
It is. So this is why we always recommend working with an authorized Disney vacation planner agency, like Creating Magic Vacations. Rookie mistakes can totally ruin your vacation.
Yeah, not to mention adding stress, but also little things like understanding lightning lanes, how they work, the advanced reservations, how can you get a VIP tour, and some things to do on non-park days that you never would have thought of, like Cirque du Soleil.
I know, that's our little insider tip. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time listening to us or hopefully watching. Hi, I'm waving at you if you are. And be sure to subscribe and follow us because in our next episode, we're going to focus on Disney cruise mistakes. And speaking of this past week, Disney came out with a new promo where guests 3 and 4 in the same cabin are 50% off on select sailings.
Yeah, that's a good promo. So if we can help you with your Disney cruise or Disney World, please reach out to us. Just go to creatingmagicvacations.com and fill out the Plan a Vacation form.
And yes, we are starting to fill the Adventures by Disney trip to Disneyland in Southern California with Hugh Darley, who I'm actually on the phone with tomorrow. That is September 13th of 2026. Just put ABD with Hugh in the form. And speaking of Disney cruises, we're doing not a weekend on the Wish, but a week on the Wish. That is September 22nd. It's a Monday to Friday cruise. If you're a car guy, we're going with Steve Hamilton. We also have some friends and clients that are going with us. But I'll tell you, we saw the pricing. The guaranteed balcony pricing is in the low 2000s for 2 people. Again, that's a guaranteed balcony, means that Disney will pick your cabin for you. If you want to choose your own, it's around $2,800, so you can select your room. But again, go to creatingmagicvacations.com and fill out the form.
And if you heard these tips and said to yourself, you know what? I know a lot about Disney vacations, and Rob and Kerri had some solid tips. I would love to start on the path to be a travel agent that specializes in Disney or other destinations, cruises, Europe, or anywhere in the world. Consider joining our team.
We are at this moment, we're currently onboarding new agents right now, probably in about the next 5 minutes. So, and we're not looking for just anyone. To be specific, we want top talent who's learning to grow a part-time business that eventually could make you what we call job optional. We also have a special option for people if you have maybe a nice book of business, Disney or otherwise, in the travel space, and you're looking for a new home because you're not getting the attention and the training and the attention to detail that you like. Reach out to us and we'll have a specific conversation about that.
So we do have an incredible team at Creating Magic Vacations, and we have been able to help several agents grow a multi-million-dollar book of business. So why not you? All of our agents do start part-time, and in the beginning, it only takes a handful of hours each week and consistency.
So just head over to our site, creatingmagicvacations.com, fill out to join our team, and to learn more, it'll trigger a video to watch. And then if you're interested at the end of that, then one of our team members will get you on a phone call with me. Again, thank you for spending your valuable time with us today. Until next time, have a magical day.
We hope to see you real soon.